Oh, last time on Dice Funk.
Cool. How do you feel about, evil?
Evil?
Yeah, light, dark, good and evil.
Not a big fan of evil. Evil's typically not my favourite thing.
Right answer. Passing with flying colors so far. That's good.
Well, obviously, I'd love to travel. I'd love to just, see somewhere that isn't this one exact spot,
Are you actually Laszlo?
Not for very long. Laszlo hurt a member of the village, so I took over his duties.
Who did Laszlo hurt?
A goblin inventor, someone dear to the town, who I would give my life to protect.
The genius.
Voya will not live forever.
I'm working on it.
So Hale's the Kitsune now.
Hail rescue mission, yes!
Oh, heck.
Yes!
And the lightning kicks up again, starts enveloping you, and once again you see this smooth metal humanoid outside the lightning. Aze, it walks towards all of you. It is almost 8 feet tall, smooth metal. It seems to have some sort of sword and some kind of shield.
Neellith, I think we're going to meet your parents.
Oz rolls an 18 in history, but just gets he recognizes the ship that looks like Marina's ship in particular, and then just thinks, is that where the machine came from then?
Well, I can save us, because I have good news.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I'm getting a snake.
Yay!
Oh, hell yeah!
I went to the beach today and visited my beach friend who owns many snakes. And they're gonna give me one of them.
Are they cuddly? I had a snake and they used to wrap themselves around my appendages.
Oh yeah, these are wriggly boys who love to cuddle, absolutely.
What's this wriggly lad gonna be called?
Well, you see, he's already got a name. See, they have another snake who's very, very chill, and so they named that snake after Dionysus, famously chill figure in mythology. But for short, they call that snake Dio.
My
so
rat's name
snake-
is Dio. My rat's
And so
name's
this
Dio.
snake is called Jojo.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was gonna shout it, but I didn't want to steal your thunder.
Anyway, I'm hyped about that. I'm gonna have a snake called Jojo.
When you said before the recording that you wanted to save the name for a surprise, I really thought it was gonna be like Ekans or Silly Cobra or Gyarados,
Well, I mean,
because it was a beach snake.
I might have led you that way because of the Pokemon thing. I was saying that my friend just wants to collect one of every kind of reptile and snake, and is getting rid of this one because they already have one of that kind.
Once you get one of every snake, you get a certificate, right?
That's right.
Oh, from YouTube.
I've noticed that with reptile people, they want one of every reptile, and then they start going on to like bugs and spiders.
Right, and they make them fight for money.
Okay, well, no, that's in Japan, and then you accidentally create a curse. Don't do that. You don't want to accidentally make a curse.
But if you don't make it a curse, you can't have ghost types.
I'm just saying, if you put 2 bugs in a jar and one kills the other bug, you accidentally just made a curse, and you're not responsible for it.
Definitely a top 10 Dice Funk intro right here.
How wild is it that Hale's the Kitsune, right, everyone?
Boy, was that a surprise.
Take a bug and make it fight another bug. Like, think of the bug lore in Bug World. Like, if giant aliens abducted some of us and made us fight for their sport, that's a wild story.
And then they curse you, so that's on you.
See, now I'm just thinking about deadly creatures for the Nintendo Wii now for some reason.
Oh, hey,
Why?
look, we're in the past and there's illithids in the sky.
That's right.
All I'm saying is you put a bunch of bugs in a jar until one bug is left. You better feed that bug, otherwise it's going to become a giant bug and eat you.
Isn't it wild that Laszlo died?
Mari, do you want to start a different podcast? Do you want to just do a improv comedy podcast? We can do that.
That wasn't improv. That was a fact. You make a curse when you put bugs in a jar.
Okay, well, if that's a fact, then who am I to argue?
Exactly. Thank you. I'm warning the people.
All right, I know where we're going to start, actually, because the last episode cliffhanger was that you all found yourself in the past in the middle of an alien spaceship dogfight, which none of you have the reference to really contextualize or understand, which is very exciting, but we're actually going to leave that hanging for a moment longer because...
For Cat, it looks like they're playing.
Yeah, oh, that's cute. They're just doing some little chases and pounces. It's very good.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we actually need to check back in with Nobi because this is the third part, like the third episode of your quest, and I think it's time to wrap this up. So,
Christ.
we've done a number of rolls. You did best of 3 and you succeeded to get
Oh, yeah.
your birthday, the Tum Tum's birthday, Drip's birthday. We decided that you could get Kaboom and Kablam from the vision, but you rolled an insight on Basil and got a 4.
Oh, yeah.
Basil, you don't quite understand, but you could get that information from Very or Aze. How do you want to handle this? Last episode, we kind of left off on a comedic note of you commanding the Tum-Tums to rough up Kaboom and Kablam, but let's walk out of that situation. The Tum-Tums are covered in big comedy bandages, but they're all satisfied. And in the background, you hear we'll get you next time.
Some of the bandages are ill-concealing tentacles and whatever that the Tum-Tums have sprouted because of the wild magic, right?
Perfect. Yeah.
I mean, well, flat out, Nobi is not gonna get this information from Aze. Deep lack of trust in that relationship.
Surprise.
So could you just refresh my memory, because it has been 2 weeks. Little behind the scenes peek for the audience there. But it's been 2 weeks. So why was Very specifically the
Very was physically there when Basil was born because of wild magic. Basil came out of Aze's forehead in the middle of a downtime scene between Aze and Very, who was studying the genius's workshop to determine if there was actually deity stuff at work, which
fab.
Very determined there is not. It's just time magic.
Okay. Well, I think Nobi already offered a lie that can be recycled here. So Nobi's going to rock up to... Oh, it's been a little while. What is Nobi's voice?
It's a high-pitched voice.
Pigman!
It's a high-pitched voice. I can't do the voice entirely.
There's some rage in there.
Hey, Pigman!
This is from outside the igloo.
Yeah, so you're standing outside the igloo, you say, "Hi, hello, Pigman," and a folding chair shoots out of the entrance of the igloo and skids to a stop in front of you. It's, of course, turned around the opposite way.
Nobi kicks the chair over.
Oh no, you ruined the dismount, because then Very comes leaping out of the igloo in a practiced flourish to land on it, but it's not there anymore, and so he busts his shit in the snow.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Oh, shucks. Oh, gosh. Oh, G to the D.
Hey, Pastor Very.
Have you seen my chair, Nobi? I swear it should have been right there. Oh, there it is. It just goes and picks it up, turns it around, sits on it normally.
Oh, yeah, I think you threw it out badly. It landed like that.
I gotta get some more reps in.
Reps of what?
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's pastor stuff.
I hate imagining Very just practicing this nonstop. This is like, if you've ever seen the movie The Boy, the twist ending at the end where he's super ripped.
What?
And he's been living in the walls the whole time, and it's like the only thing he was doing the whole time was pull-ups. That's Very, but with spinning chairs around. Anyway.
I'm losing it.
So, you, care about community cohesion and morality. I think those are things we have in common. I have decided to get everybody birthday presents all over the town.
Oh, no, but you have such a generous spirit.
Obviously, I can't tell everyone. In fact, I'm trying to keep it as secret as possible so that everyone is surprised when I show up with presents.
Uh-huh.
But I ran into a problem. I don't know when Basil's birthday is, and I think you do because you were there when he was created.
Oh, of course. He will give you the date with no pushback at all, just because the kind of person he is. But can you roll me a deception just to see if there's any suspicion on his part about this whole setup? A relatively low DC.
Sure,
I'll
why
say.
not?
But I just want to see.
16.
No, it doesn't cross his mind for a moment anything is wrong with this. Perfect.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So he just
yeah.
gives you the date. It's just like, we don't have established fictional months in our setting, but,
February the 14th.
Wait, are numbers?
Numbers
whatever.
are fake.
Numbers are also illegal.
That's right.
Numbers are normal except
They
for
will
in
be under
calendars.
Nobi's regime. Nobi will ban numbers. Just to like try like a flourish on the lie. I think that Nobi would be like,
Anyway, for, no reason, do you, fancy chairs, Very?
Well, I have all the chairs I could ever want. I'm not much of a present person. I prefer to give than to receive,
Oh, I didn't know you swang that way. Well, I'll see if Marina has a fancy reverend outfit or something. Thank you so much.
Uh-huh. Well, actually, no, before you go, could I ask your help on the matter?
Oh, of course.
Well, the Moist Watch has called on me numerous times recently. I'm kind of an honorary member, if I do say so myself, opening the
Person
portal.
of interest, yes, carry on.
Is that the term? Well, that's your arena, not mine. But opening the portal to the Yokai village, banishing that quarry fella, doing a lot of stuff here recently. And I was just wanted to let you know, because you're on the Moist Watch, that I'm pretty close to closing the portal to the Dalcor, the dream world where the quarry come from.
Oh.
So that problem should be taken care of. I'm not looking for a parade or anything. I just thought the Moist Watch should know that as the spiritual leader of the village that I'm doing my part,
Well, I mean, hang on a minute. Shouldn't you consult with the whole Moist Watch before you do something like that?
Sure. Should I talk to your mother first to set up a meeting? I'm not sure of the protocols.
I think you should set up one meeting with her and then another later meeting with the whole Moist Watch, but they're all away on a time heist right now, so you can't talk to them yet. I'd say, give it 6 weeks or something.
Oh dear, that's quite a while. Heist, did you say? Stealing's a sin. I'll have to bring that up with your mother.
They're being whimsical. They're not really stealing anything. They're just observing, but they're calling it a heist because it makes it more fun for them because they're fucking infants.
Amen to that, brother.
God.
I mean, we are fucking infants.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you don't need to call me out like that.
We are children.
I'm the biggest baby here, all right? So.
Time heist.
Look, Barry, you understand this. You're kind of a shepherd to this village. That, people need guidance, and we have to make decisions that's good for everyone. So I think that, between you and me, as people who lead the flock, maybe you should hold off on closing the portal just until we understand the implications of that action.
Very pats your little head because you're a little sheep and says, I do love the flock metaphor. It's my little Agnes Day. You're so cute.
I just, what if it was spiritually enriching for the portal to be open a little longer?
Maybe. I guess I'll talk to your mother. I think at this point, I guess I'll make the subtext text is just, not particularly taking you seriously. I mean, there's a sense of...
that was what I was getting.
Yeah, there's a deference to authority, I think, inherent in this type of person who wants to go to the top.
Yeah, I really like that about you, Vari, is that you respect the chain of command. That's really cool. My mom is really busy, actually. She is trying to devise a new system by which, Genasi can trade cottons, and, she told me she didn't want to be disturbed.
All right, you already rolled a 16 for deception, so I'm not going to make you do it again. I guess what I'll say is that you haven't put very off the idea of closing the... I said portal. We've used portal very generally. There isn't like an open door to the Dalcor, but basically cutting off that possibility. So he still wants to do it, but he's not going to do it right this moment with the 16. Yeah. So I think at this point, once you have all the birthday information you need, you do get a mental sending is the D&D spell, a message from the Kitsune, which just says,
"Meet me in the wined and dined flare."
Ooh, I'll do that.
Yeah. So yeah, you get that message like mid conversation with Very, trying to talk him out of closing, the possibility of further quarry incursion. And did you just,
I think
excuse
that,
yourself?
Yeah, I think that after that last lie, Nobi's not a mind reader. He doesn't, he's just going to hope that put off Very from closing the portal and head off. Basically. And go over to the Wind and Nine Flyer.
You hear a whisper through time going, "Don't mess with my stuff."
All right, so let's rejoin the rest of the crew. You have just traveled to the past. For longtime fans, you'll recognize this is kind of the space between seasons 4 and 5 because there are spaceships. But that's really all you know right now. One of them
looks like a big Neellith head.
One of them is a nautiloid, an illithid or mind flayer spaceship, and the other
it looks like Neellith's head, but really big.
And the other is a sleek, futuristic ship that you only know as Marina's house. You look around you and you see the Beyblades have all gone spinning off in different directions, but they haven't met any significant obstructions or difficulties yet. They're just kind of moving. What do you do?
I do think Kat would chase one of the Beyblades.
All right, athletics to chase the Beyblade.
Okay. 17.
Perfect, yeah. So Kat, you're the first one to act. You just take off running at a gallop. You're moving. Lions can move very, very quickly. And your little ant legs too. And you just pounce on one and stop it. What do the rest of you do?
Yeah, and then spin around.
Are there some plants around?
Yeah, so the scenery you're seeing now is pretty different than the Grendel you're used to. I'd say it still is a mountain at this point in time. It's not an island like when you went back to dinosaur times, as we called it. But it's not midwinter. If anything, this is the hottest it gets. So there's some Arctic plant life here, definitely.
Neellith is going to start floating after one and attempt to cast Speak with Plants. With the intention being, "Hey plants, can you make some difficult terrain that'll slow this thing down so I can catch it?"
Interesting. So you can cast Speak with Plants without a check. And let's try here a nature roll to see if you can coax the plants in the way that they like to be coaxed.
12?
Yeah, with above average, you can stop the Beyblade's progress. Why don't you paint me the picture? What do you say to these particular plants that gets them to...
I think what Neellith does is screams, "That spinning disc is gonna tear up your flower beds. It needs stopping." With the hope being that some, vines or something will tangle up in it and be like, "No, don't destroy all of the other plants. We understand the concept of death and don't want that."
Yeah, but yeah, with the limited animation, some roots and vines,
and I can make difficult terrain.
Yeah,
with it.
Exactly. That's really the trick here is you creating this friction where all the roots and vines in the path kind of go out of their way to obstruct the path, and it comes to a stop.
I have retrieved a Beyblade.
At this point, you see that the two ships fighting overhead are exchanging some kind of fire. From you, it looks like they're casting spells at each other. Just weird streams of fire and objects are like flowing between them. And when they make contact, there's a big explosion. And you see both.
They are playing very rough.
And yeah, they seem to be damaged. And like one, the nautiloid in particular is like smoking, has a great like stream of like oily black smoke coming out of it.
Yeah, Ozzy's going to attempt to track it down and capture it while keeping an eye out on the ships above to make sure he's not like in the path of one of them if they start falling on top of him or something.
Yeah, so it sounds like there's two different things you want to do here. It's perception, definitely to keep track of the ships. What kind of skill or ability would you be using for the Beyblade stuff?
I think Ozzy would want to try to use Starry Whip, Thorn Whip, to try to latch and pull the Beyblade in towards him as he gets closer to it.
Yeah, that's definitely a strength. Ooh, boy.
All right, so perception was a 28, so that was a natural 19. And then you just want a straight up strength check for the Starry Whip attempt?
I do. That is what I want.
That's a 19 then. 2 natural 19s in a row.
So before I tell you about these incredible rolls, I need to know what Slime's doing.
I guess I just stand there motionless.
That's a big slime move. Yeah.
Staring at the ships that are flying above.
Can you walk me through your mental process here, Slime? Because you all appear in this time. Cat goes running, tackles a Beyblade. Ozzy does the magic Star Whip, grabs one, and then Neellith, gets some plants to grab the other one. And you're just standing there, just staring.
Well, it seems like everyone did everything before, and so therefore Slime goes, well, I guess there's nothing for me to do. I'll wait.
All right. So let's get back to Ozzy's incredible rolls there. The 19 obviously just grabs the Beyblade. You have it with your Star Whip. No problem. The 28 perception is interesting because that's so high that I think I'm going to give you more than I was planning on it, or at least I was envisioning, which is that you see these ships dogfighting and you see their general capabilities and damage. And you can definitely put 2 and 2 together here that they're going to start crashing soon and that where you're standing is the site of a strange piece of technology buried in the earth. And do you think that's about to happen? Where Slime is standing.
Okay.
Slime looks up with the mouth open, along with Sun Moon Stars, who's just here to have a good time.
Ozzy just sort of takes a few moments, looks at the ships, looks at Slime. Ships, slime again, and then he's like, "Oh no, this is how the machine came to Grendel." And then he starts panicking and just starts running back towards Slime and gesturing to Neellith and Cat.
Does anyone have any kind of protection magic?
Can't we just run away? Is there enough time to just run?
Yeah, running is always an option.
All right, Ozzy, you can just yell, Slime, move.
Well, it's not just Slime that needs to move, it's everyone that needs to move, I think, is kind of the...
What does Cat need to roll to surf the Beyblade like Iron Man in the Tony Hawk's Underground 2 unlockable where he flies on like a hoverboard, just radical fucking skateboarding away on this floating Beyblade?
You could have said Green Goblin.
Yeah, but I had a really specific mental image in mind.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, first of all, Sophie, you do get advantage for this very specific mental image. Second of all, acrobatics for anything Tony Hawk related.
Fantastic. Well, that's a 13.
All right. So, Ozzy, you start running back towards Slime saying, the ship's coming down, get out of the way. And then in the background, Cat just kick flips the Beyblade and starts grinding away. So
Cat's just hit the bricks.
If it sucks, you can leave. Hit the bricks.
As Ozzy sees this, he will call over to Neellith, quick, use the Beyblade to get away quickly. And he attempts to do the same, to use the Beyblade to move himself with Cat.
I would like to also join in on the radical acrobatics rolls to try and skateboard away.
All right, so I want to be clear about this. There are 3 Beyblades and 4 party members, so someone is going to go un-Beyblade assisted. Who is that?
Slime just starts running on their spider legs.
Okay, so
It's
athletics for you, acrobatics for everyone else.
Oh, shit. Okay, hold on.
And also Beyblade people get advantage.
Uh-oh.
Cat does a nollie and then an impossible.
All right.
Oh man, if only you'd done a Christ air, I would have given you so many bonuses.
I don't think Cat's body would work that way.
And Neellith got a crit.
All right, that means Neellith, with a crit, you can help save somebody who fucks up this roll they need to do.
Ozzy rolls a crit as well.
Holy shit on tits.
Ozzy's rolled a 19, a 19, and a 20 so far this session.
Okay, so we're just starting a whole, skateboarding crew now, right?
Yeah, I mean, with 2 crits, obviously this is a huge success. I just need everyone to give me the mental image of this. This is where we put our entire budget for the episode.
There's half pipes out of nowhere now that Neellith is just sort of, doing sick tricks off.
Slime rolls a 17 on athletics, so those spider legs are pumping.
All right. With all of this success, I'm just going to make you roll dex to take damage from the blast wave, even if you succeeded. But I think with this level of success, I'm not even going to do that. You start, going up the half pipes of the mountain, just the naturally occurring elevation changes, and you're grinding them as the Nautiloid, this giant, cephalopodic spaceship, comes screaming out of the sky on fire and is going to hit where the dump will be in the future. This is your last chance to say something cool as this is about to happen.
Neellith does a trick up into the air so that, when the blast hits, it'll sort of fire her,
Laura,
with some good air.
what trick does she do? You can't just say a trick.
Quick, go Google a bunch of cool trick names.
Come on.
You do a 901 just so you can say
No
you beat Tony
way.
Hawk.
Laura maxes out the SSX tricky meter immediately.
I was just trying to think if there's any sort of brain pun you could make for the trick you do. That's what I was trying to think of.
In Cat's spin-off series, they ditch Nobi and solve crimes on their own, doing sick skateboard tricks to the scene of the crime.
The explosion that happens behind you, which just leaves this impact wave of destruction, which turns the whole day bright, like it's noon instead of evening, and the heat basically gives you all sunburn. It inexplicably just plays Run DMC's Tricky somehow.
Slime fabricates slime sunglasses onto Sun Moon Stars' face, but not to protect their eyes, but to look cool.
This was supposed to be like a big dangerous thing, but we've completely goofed it into safety. So it's not. There's no point in maintaining the tension anymore. There's a huge fucking explosion. The terrain is forever changed in what will be Grendel, and you all escape the blast radius. Although there's still rocks and debris and smoke in the area, you can't get a great view right now. But you also see above you, in the sky, which was bright white for a moment in the heat of the explosion, the other spaceship is not doing well, and it seems to be struggling to stay aloft as well. Although it is not going to have as catastrophic of a crash.
And the other ship is the one that looks like Marina's place, correct?
The one's still aloft for a short period of time here before it comes to a stop. Yeah, that is Marina's house.
Quick question. Is the crater filled with molten rock, lava, and space metal?
It certainly seems dangerous. I'm going to say to enter this cloud of fire and ash and smoke is Constitution saving throws if you're just going in raw.
Aze can give 2 people in the group advantage on Constitution. Wait, let me double check here real quick. Oh, it's Constitution checks, not saving throws. Darn.
Is that an enhance ability?
Yeah.
Yeah, that we can make that count. I don't know if there's a spell that does the equivalent. So
I don't know if there. I think there might be ones for specific saving throws, but it's burning a 3rd level spell slot to get 2 people protection, which I think is still apt for this.
I already established that Cat was hanging back, so I think that Cat's moving into the crater is going to depend on how bad it looks to go into the crater, like if the other people get hurt.
Judging by how my cat reacts to vacuum cleaners, I feel like this is a great roleplay decision not to go towards the burning crater.
Aze is not really moving quickly because Aze's constitution sucks, and so he's just he is definitely apprehensive about going in himself, to be honest. Just he's just looking at his options while...
If you're happy to give Neellith advantage, Neellith's happy to sort of stride in confidently first, because she really doesn't want to spend any more time in this time period with the Illithids up there than is necessary. Like, really doesn't want to stick around those.
All right, Aze will cast... All right, here's a question. Does Cat want that as well?
I would say no, because Cat is not sure about going in at all yet until...
I just rolled a 6 and a 7 with advantage. Oh no.
Yeah. So for the audience, we just had a pretty protracted discussion about things that didn't go anywhere. So we're probably just going to cut right to this result, which is that enhanceability gives Neellith advantage to go into the crater. You rolled a 7 and a 6, even with advantage. So you are immediately assaulted by the burning, acrid smoke, and it is overwhelming. So you're going to take damage. Let's just do this. Oh wow! Terrible roll. Only 1 damage.
Oh, thank
and
God.
you get a chance basically to turn back before the damage intensifies, which it will the closer you get to the impact.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn away and get the fuck out of there.
All right, only 1 damage, so you didn't get punished too badly. But yeah, with that roll, it is too much. You can't breathe. It hurts. It burns.
Are there any dead bodies around?
That's a great question, Mari. I'm so glad you asked it. Do you want to roll something to know that? Or do you want to...
I will... how about investigation?
I would love that. That would tickle me pink. Please give me an investigation.
Cat says to Neellith,
It doesn't look fun in the crater.
Oh, wait, no, I rolled that wrong. I have a +9
So that'd be a
to
24.
investigation.
That'd be a 24
So then I rolled a 24.
Genius Christ. 24 is incredible. With an investigation, I think... slime, I mean, you can help me paint this picture if you want. My thought is like you're walking around the crater tasting the smoke, trying to see if there's like a safe way in, and
I'm spraying out my slime cloud, letting it gradually fall to the ground,
yeah.
trying to find some dead bodies.
But with the 24, you detect changes in the atmospheric pressure, in the density of the clouds. Things are moving in there, and it's not just like burning debris. There are definitely people in there. Multiple people.
Specifically, are there dead bodies?
Not until we've been in there a minute or two.
I was hoping to animate dead and then send that thing in there so that nobody would really get too hurt, and then the slime on the body would be okay.
So animate dead has a range of 10 feet. Here's what I'll say. What you detect with the 24 is the movement and the changes in the density because there are people moving inside. But I think you also sense with the 24, because it's so good, one of those people dragging another who you assume died in the crash. So I'll say there is a dead body. But because you told me your plan is to use animate dead, it has a range of 10 feet. You will need to enter the cloud to cast animate dead on this dead person.
But I see that the dead person is probably cared for, so it's probably inappropriate.
Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and just put a number here so that maybe if that influences how you think. There are 2 alive and 1 dead people inside this cloud, inside the crater.
All right, I'm going in, and I'm trying not to be noticed so I can resurrect the dead body and talk to them.
Okay. So Constitution saving throw to enter the cloud.
Fuck. Critical fail +1.
Oh,
so
boy.
That went poorly.
All right. So first of all, you take 4 damage just from inhaling smoke.
Okay.
And what the botch consequence there is that they sense you coming in. Because they do have detect thoughts because they're illithids. They're mind flayers. Like the ship indicated. I think Sophie just said this out loud at the end of the last episode. It's not really a twist or anything, but they can detect your thoughts coming towards them. They notice you, and they are going to attempt to attack you, actually, with Mind Blast. Make a intelligence saving throw.
23.
Wow, very good. Okay, so one of the illithids in the wreckage does a mind blast, just a psychic assault. You just like being punched in the brain. Because you succeed, you take less damage, and you also are not going to be stunned, which is important when facing mind flayers if you haven't done so before.
Oh no, I have really low intelligence.
Oh no.
You take 14 from the Mind Blast slime. Do you say or do anything? Because there's no outward indication.
I immediately retreat because I'm inside Sun, Moon, Stars.
Okay. Because there's no... Mind Blast doesn't, like, alert the rest of the party that you're under attack. So, if you run out of the cloud, they'll see that.
Yeah, I'm immediately retreating. The risks are too high.
With this incursion into the cloud, one of them yells something in a language. Can you all read to me the languages you speak? Or I guess I could just say, does anyone here speak deep speech?
I speak deep speech, which makes sense for me to do, considering Illithid, you know?
It does, yeah. So this is the Illithid language. I think it's also the Beholder language, if you're interested. But you're the only one who understands what the Illithids yell, which is,
You will never take the baby box.
I shout back to them in deep speech.
Okay.
We're not here to take the baby box. We're just trying to get to something in the middle of the crater we need. We're not here to hurt you. We are on your side. We're all chill.
Yeah, you say that, and as you're waiting for a response, you hear a crashing sound behind you as Marina's house hits the ground and skids to a stop, where it will be in the future when you get back to it.
How damaged is it?
It is minimally damaged. You've seen it in the future. It is like a sleek piece of futuristic technology that has been stripped of functional parts. Like over the years, people just taken everything out of it that seemed like it was valuable or worth something, but it is not like mangled in any significant way.
Kat would like to investigate that while whatever other scene is going on with the Illithids.
While you do, Neellith was going to volunteer to just stroll in and meet them, but I don't think that's a good idea given the kind of Illithid she is.
I only got a 6, so probably not that great.
Yeah, actually, with a 6, what happens is you approach the ship here. This is like this sleek, modern spaceship. It's very Star Trek. And I think as you approach the door and you're sniffing at it, a side door opens and 4 people jump out. And they have weapons and they point them at you. I'm going to put a picture of what they look like for you to see. But with your failure, you do not have a chance to stop yourself from being surrounded, Kat. For the audience, they are insectoid humanoids. Mm-hmm. They have 4 arms.
Whoa.
They are thri-kreen. They have chitinous armor. They're essentially anthropomorphic crickets or like grasshoppers, mantis folk. They're also just called mantis folk. If thri-kreen is hard to say, but they are in also futuristic armor. They have what seem like laser guns, although you don't know what the fuck a laser gun is. They have crossbows that seem to have lightning spells cast on them.
Right.
But there's 4 of these insect aliens who jump out of the craft and point their laser guns at you.
There's very little hope that they speak.
They have Wookiee crossbows.
Yeah. Boltcaster, right? That's what that's called?
Yes. Yeah,
I know a
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
There's very little hope that they speak my language anyway, so Kat just goes, I like your ship, it's very Star Trek.
Yeah, if you haven't listened to this show before, if we did a season in space before, so I've already said all of this, but spaceships have been in D&D since the very beginning. None of this is really out of bounds if you go back to Dungeons.
That's right.
The idea of fantasy and science fiction as being separate is relatively recent. Before, they were just speculative fiction, and it was just the same genre, or weird fiction.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We gotta start getting the sci-fi and fantasy nerds to stop fighting. We're on the same side, which is against the normies.
I'm assuming these are thri-kreen. They speak thri-kreen.
Yeah, they have their own language, thri-kreen. It is their mandibles click, and they have some hand signs. They have 4 arms. So yeah, they're doing a lot of gesticulating and clicking that I don't think any of you speak thri-kreen.
So not common then. We can't just go in with common.
No, unfortunately not.
Oh, reasoning with them is out then, so Cat would like to kickflip away.
All right, so you are going to try to extricate yourself from that situation then.
Specifically on the Beyblade.
Yeah, I think you're going to take attacks of opportunity is what's going to happen if you attempt to flee.
Ah, crikey.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Neellith is going to shout into the fog in deep speech and say, "We are under fire. We are under attack from those creatures. Please, we're not trying to take anything from you. To leave this place, we need to go into that crater. Will you please let us seek refuge from them? Like we're being fired upon. We just need safety."
Yeah, so there's like these two scenes happening simultaneously now because Cat kind of hung back and went and investigated their ship. Let me roll these attacks of opportunity. 7, 13, 21, 8.
The 13 and the 21 hit.
You take 15 damage as 2 of the bolts hit you in the body. It burns like hell. These are laser blasters. They're shooting at you, but you're getting away in the Beyblade as they shoot you. And it's
Ouch.
It's specifically that they're opening fire on your party, Neellith, which makes this thing you just said about seeking refuge really persuasive. Because before, the Illithids were not particularly interested in hearing what you had to say, but now that they see that their enemy is fighting you, so enemy of my enemy and so forth. So why don't you roll persuasion with advantage for them to help you here?
That's a 27? A 27 on persuasion? Let me in.
Oh yeah, 2 mind flayers come out of the cloud. They look very cool. If you have seen their illustrations, they are dressed like they're in a black metal band, all black leather and spikes. There are 2 of them.
That's kind of sexy.
One is... Huh?
Yes, I was saying it was kind of sexy.
Okay, thank you, Mari. One is like human size and has a shrimp style illithid head, and one is significantly bigger, like 2 feet bigger, and has a nautilus head, like the animal, the nautilus. Because we're getting weird with the illithid heads here because they're always squids.
Are they called daddy? Fuck.
Oh my lord. And so they come out and they start mind blasting the Thrycreen as they're shooting at Cat. So what? Yeah, what's up? So you have 2 friends.
Hi. So, yeah, Neellith obviously knows that they're not going to be too happy to see her, but she's like, "Hi, thank you for saving us. We just need to get into the crater and we'll be out of your hair. Sorry for the inconvenience. Thank you."
So yeah, the 2 illithids are mind blasting the Thrycreen as they chase Cat, and then you start talking. They look at you, and you see them like flinch in a way when they see you, and one of them definitely like says in deep speech,
Step aside, defect. We'll help you.
When Neellith would usually be a lot more like standing up for herself, I think in the moment she just wants to get out of this situation, so she just sort of puts her head down and sheepishly goes, "Yes, thank you, thank you."
So none of the rest of you speak deep speech. You have no idea what Neellith is saying or having said to her. So what are the rest of you doing?
I'm sorry, I feel like Cat would pick up on the vibe of what was going on there for a specific reason.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, you can definitely observe that they flinch upon seeing Neellith, and then Neellith like hangs her head upon their response, if that influences you.
I think as Cat does a sideways grind pass on the Beyblade. Like, those guys suck anyway.
Mm-hmm. Neellith shares a knowing look with Cat.
Yeah, okay, so they're going to try to defend you from the Thrycreen, but we haven't actually solved the toxic cloud problem. Oze, what are you up to? You're the only one who hasn't gotten hands in the ball.
The easiest solution would be to create like a large gust of wind or something to blow the toxic clouds away. That'd be like a big. Mm-hmm. But Ozzy doesn't have.
I think Philippa could do that, right? Shucks.
Philippa could do that. Yeah, shucks. Shucks on that. Yeah. Yeah. So Ozzy's like set of spells does not really allow him to manipulate the clouds in such a way to make passage safe in there. The only things that I can.
Don't you have like a magic tree that heals us?
Said the tree can help heal us while we're in there, for sure.
Right, Right, I was just thinking like there's a specific place we all need to be in the middle, and then the tree could be there, and maybe that would help. I don't know, does the tree have like ongoing healing effects, or is it just when it sprouts?
It's sustained healing for up to a minute or up to a certain number of healing cycles, and then it's over, but it persists for that. Yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty classic video game strategy, is to have the healing over time more than the damage over time and just walk through.
Yeah, I realized halfway through, I was like, oh, I want Aze to be our healer so he can tank the damage, yeah.
Druid tank this, dude. I mean, Druid heal it.
Sure. So, like, seeing all of this and then seeing the wreckage and, like, the smoke, Aze just lets out a soft sigh and says, well, if we know where we're going, I can at least guide us there and offer us some protection. And he gets to the edge of the crater that's been formed and casts Essence of the Cycle, Healing Spirit, causing as a 3rd level spell in this case, because I don't have any 4th level spell slots anymore, or 5th level spell slots for that matter. So he cast it, and a large tree sprouts up from the center of the impact zone, looking very much like I'm trying to think what the tree of man, like the tree of man. I'm just thinking tree of mana, just because I'm a big secret of mana kick here, and it sort of pulses green as a nice little signal, and he shouts to the others, "Come, hurry over to the tree so we can get out of here." Before he moves to, well, he's going to let the others go in first before he goes in, because if he takes damage, he might lose concentration on the tree.
So this works perfectly. I'm not going to roll for damage, because as you're being damaged, you're also healing. So this is basically like a war of attrition to get to the center of the crater as your lungs are burned from the inside. It's pretty metal. Outside the crater, the Illithids and the Thrycreen fight to the death, as they did so many years ago, and then their bones turn to dust and blow away. Or, wild animals come and take them, but nobody walks away from this alive. You enter the crater and you see the ship that hit the ground has exploded, but mid-explosion, it has come unstuck in time.
Right.
Yeah, so like all the pieces are exploded out of it. It's like when if you make something out of Legos and you throw it and it pops apart and you take a picture of it like mid pop, like the chairs and the wall and the wings and the engine, they're all flying in different directions, but then they have frozen in this really weird floating display, and you see scattered throughout it these black spinning gears, which you have seen before.
Are they reachable?
So the exploded ship is in a crater, so it's actually kind of below you.
Okay.
As the years go by, this will be buried. Only the very top of this explosion still sticks out of the ground. So yeah, it's not only reachable, it's below you in a crater.
Okay, so we can get down to where we need to get to activate the Beyblades and make another jump.
Yeah, actually, where you need to be to set up the Beyblades is like right at the edge of the crater. So you don't even need to jump down into the exploded spaceship. I don't know if you can pick this up. Maybe Arcana checks about what's going on here, everyone.
19 for Aze.
10.
13.
Wait, Mari, you have a +9, but you botched. Jesus, that's...
No, that's me. I have a +9, but I botched.
Okay. With a 16 and a 19, the crew passes. So Aze and actually Kat specifically, you kind of understand that the ship was carrying some kind of magic time travel device, time altering device, and it was damaged in this explosion, which has caused the wreckage to become unstuck in time. It's like frozen in this moment. That's why it can't be damaged.
So it goes.
Yeah, Billy Pilgrim was the name of the pilot.
Oh, dang.
Sorry.
They finally got him.
They got his ass. That's the backstory.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
He has been caught and compromised to a permanent end.
The U.S. government announcing that they finally got Billy Pilgrim, enemy of the state.
But if you recall back to, I think, the first downtime, or maybe even before that, Chris and I discussed how, Shoko had tried to take the machine apart and just you could not damage it.
Right.
It simply was invincible, and that's because it does not exist in the same time as everything around it. It's like one step out of sync.
Right.
So it is now like this eternal. There's a term for this in Doctor Who. It's like something that is it's like stuck in time. What's the?
I don't know what the term is, but when I think about it, it's like in order for damage to be inflicted, it requires some change over time. But since over time doesn't happen, change can't be induced into the object. So the object can't be changed, at least externally, in this case.
So that is the reason why it is invincible. The reason it has time altering powers is because it's always been a futuristic time bending device, but it's extremely unpredictable because it has been slightly as it exploded, it was damaged before as it was frozen. So it is a malfunctioning invincible time bending device that you see here. It will, as the years go by, be buried under the the snow and and the sediment, with only just the tip of the explosion peeking out. But you're all setting up the Beyblades at the lip of this crater. You're all choking, it burning. Oh God, it hurts. But then, refreshing, the healing is happening. It's just it's both. It's a very hurt comfort fic situation.
Wait. To truly establish Kat as the flip side of the dream team pairing, Kat goes,
This is how it feels to chew 5 gum.
Oh, damn it. I was trying to do that. You beat me to it.
Outside the cloud, you hear the last couple of shots as the Thrycreen and the Mind Flayers kill each other. But Slime, you botched. And so as you were setting up the last Beyblade, something grabs you. It is that the third Illithid that you earlier investigated and you thought was dead. It is only mostly dead on the ground. It has been badly burned. So the way that the Illithid survived the crash, by the way, is they have a dimension shift as a natural ability. They can kind of phase in and out of dimensions. So they just, when the ship hit the ground, they popped out of dimension and then popped back in. But this one didn't quite get the timing right and was very
they're the white
burned.
guys with dreads from Matrix Reloaded.
Oh my God, they really are.
Yeah.
That is literally what you just described.
Well, now I'm imagining the white guy with dreads. Can they come with us?
Oh my God. For what purposes, Mari?
Just cause. I'm asking. I just want to know.
To add more NPCs.
Good. Can they?
To further the different Illithid styles, we had a shrimp and we had a nautilus. This one has an octopus head, slightly different from the squid head.
Oh, please, can they come with?
You're revealing a lot about yourself today, Mari.
It's not even sexual. There's just a little baby.
So I'm going to attack you, actually. 10.
Okay, I have an armor class of 10. So...
wow! Look at that roll. Look at.
Oh my God, snake eyes!
Yay!
You only take 6 as its octopus face tentacles wrap around your ankle, and it tries to weakly pull your foot into its beak because obviously under the tentacles there's an octopus beak mouth,
always.
And it bites feebly at your ankle.
Hello, do you want to come with us?
Yeah, I will say because, as we've talked about before, this isn't actually the past. You haven't gone through a portal. This is, as Kat said, a simulation. No, you unfortunately cannot bring...
Oh, like there are no NPCs in the town who are simulations. Like there are no established characters who are projections from a hologram already. Come on.
So Slime says, unfortunately, dying creature before me, your entire experience has only been this moment because you're just here to help me understand something else. Anyway, I need to heal now. I'm going to vampiric touch you.
Oh, sick. So you execute this octopus man to get your health back?
Yeah.
All right.
Their life is meaningless and it's only ever been suffering, so why not end it now?
Yeah, so that's the energy we're going to take into this. Good. So you paint me that picture of the execution. I want everyone else to think about where you're going, because you look at the damage on the Beyblades, and you can go home, but you also might have one more jump in you if you wanted to go somewhere else. I'm not saying you have to. I'm just putting it out there. That's the damage on the Beyblades.
So Sun Moon Star, she's just chilling. She's just, she's a little tired, so she's just, gone into the deep place. And
Oh no.
and then voluntarily, it's where she goes when she needs space. And then I take up one of my spider legs and just shove it into the octopus's eyeball, and then inject my horrible fluids and suck them out again to get my health back.
And you said it wasn't sexual.
The rest of the party finishes setting up the Beyblades and looks over at you as you suck a man's guts through his eyeball. And then you all have to decide where to go.
Are we going somewhere else or home?
I don't know about the rest of you. I'm ready to be back.
What was the metal guy, though?
I don't know.
Yeah, why don't you roll religion to see if any of you know about the metal guy? We only briefly mentioned this episode, came up a couple times last.
2, baby.
That was a 15 for Aze.
20 for Neellith.
15 for slime.
Oh yeah, 15, 20, 15. So I'm going to say, Neellith, because time travel and time manipulation are aspects of Illithid culture. This came up in season 5, but canonically, time travel is said to be the invention of the Illithids, although that is debatable if that's actually true. I would say you have heard stories in Illithid culture about beings which police time manipulation.
Oh, time cops.
Time cops, baby!
Sick.
So what you're saying is we should really head back to our own time as to not piss off the time cops further.
Well, 2015, I'm going to say that last offer to try to go somewhere else was a little bit of a sneaky Austin trap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Neellith will point out, the more I think about it, the more I'm pretty sure that's Illithid time cop legends. That's a thing that the Illithids talk about a lot. We should probably just go home before the time cop gets pissed.
Can't we hang out with the metal guy?
I mean, any time we spend hanging out with the metal guy will probably piss them off, because that's more time that we're in time.
Not if I show him really cool tricks.
What? Okay, how's about this? We'll make a little sign you can hold in your hand as we make the jump that says, hey, if you want to come to our time and hang out and see cool tricks, you're welcome to do so.
Okay.
All right, so the party gathers inside the Beyblades, the purple lightning starts, and you all are ready to go.
And my sign says, for a good time. Find me in Grendel in the date that we live in.
It's funny you say that, because as the purple lightning dissipates and you find yourself back in the present time, you're met with 2 figures. One is Shoko the Gremlin. You know her, you love her, tiny chaos friend. And the other is an 8-foot tall metal time cop.
Metal guy.
Hi, sorry, took me a minute to realize that you were time cop. Hi.
The giant figure, which is like smooth and sleek and looks like the natural endpoint of the technology the genius futzes with, right? So like
It looks like a Final Fantasy boss.
Yeah, I'm using a picture of an archangel from Shin Megami Tensei as the icon.
I fucking knew it.
But yes, this giant robot who has a sword and a shield integrated into its body says, "I am an inevitable. I am Quarut. I police the time stream."
All right.
I hope we did not inconvenience you. I had assumed that because we were just seeing and weren't changing the past that we were fine, But if that is incorrect, I appreciate being informed and won't mess with it again.
Yeah, that's Quarut, Q-U-A-R-U-T. Its head has an hourglass shape, I will say. There is actually very little art of these in the official books because I assume they don't come up very often in the traditional campaign. But the Quarut says, some small fluctuations in the time stream are inevitable. However, this one has transgressed against causality and must be taken into custody. And gestures to Shoko.
Uh-oh.
What did they do?
Shoko says, "Oh, all kinds of time crimes. I'm a time felon."
Like Aze leans to whisper to Neellith to remind her of the time when Shoko went to the past and literally took something from Marina to take it to the present to build the obelisk and stuff like that.
I'm gonna get the chair.
Jesus Christ.
Wait, you have to accept challenges for a competition before you can take a soul. Right? I heard that's how it works.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I'm in it with it. I heard that.
Your crimes are beneath the notice of the inevitables. Because you didn't take that last opportunity to see more time stuff, basically the Quarut's going to let you go. But they are taking Shoko.
Can we do anything to not have you take Shoko?
But I don't want you to take our friend.
Is there bail for time jail?
Time bail?
Time bail, yeah. There's the episode title.
Time bail is only payable in time dollars.
Oh, gosh.
Can we see your badge? Under what authority do you act on?
That's a great question. The Quarut, first of all, points his sword arm at you and says, "This is my badge." And
That is a sword.
That is how that works in this world.
Under what circumstances can I do a flawless Benihana and then you let our friend go?
I am a Quarut. I act under the authority of the inevitables. This is an absolute law.
If you're inevitable, how come you let the time problem happen in the first place if you can just go through time and stop it from being a problem? It sounds like you're the one who committed the crime by failing to prevent it. You need to go to jail.
The Quarut...
I'm rolling persuasion.
Make him divide by 0, Mari.
Damn it! I rolled a 2.
No. The Quarut slashes you across the face.
Oh. No! Sunmoon Stars' face.
I crit!
Oh my god! That's 27! Okay.
Don't fuck with cops.
Oh my god.
No way. What the oh no, it's wrong. It's the wrong die. It's the wrong die. Everyone calm down. It's the wrong die. 22 damage.
Wait, on top of the damage you just did?
The 27 was to hit. It was to see whether it hit or not. The 22 is the damage.
Yeah, it was a crit, so 22 seems like a lot for what is kind of a back off slash. It wasn't like a kill slash, but it was a crit, so it cuts you deeper than maybe you were expecting. The sword seems supernaturally sharp.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
This doesn't seem right.
Cat is gonna do an unarmed strike on the guy.
Don't. You just saw what happened.
Yeah, but that's Cat's mother's.
Yeah, I guess we're rolling initiative because either you defeat the Quarut or Shoko leaves Season 8 Grendel.
Uh-huh.
I have advantage on initiative.
So
15.
Yeah. Okay, so let's do the cat attack because you kind of got a surprise round, which aren't technically things in 5e, but you know what I mean.
Yep.
And then let's jump into combat. If you don't want to fight the Quarut, you do not have to. No one is forcing you to, but...
Does that hit?
It absolutely does not hit. No, an 11.
Yeah, that's what I figured. He's like an all armor guy.
Yeah, this is about as effective as an actual lion attacking an actual tank. So, Cat, you attacked. The Quarut kind of just looks at you with its hourglass head, big, seemingly supernatural supernaturally sharp sword and weird
Yeah.
metal shield, and it's just so like it's calculating. It's like loading, error, animal, what? And I guess you get another turn on him.
Okay. I'm just gonna attack again, but it's a 10. It's even worse. Jesus Christ.
You do get to attack twice as a barbarian, so.
Yes. Okay. 16?
Let me double check here. Yeah, actually.
Oh hell yeah. Okay.
Yeah, its armor is mostly impenetrable, but there's like joints in there that I feel like you can get your claw into.
13 slashing damage.
Yeah, not bad. It looks like with that, it is Neellith's turn.
Is there no option that I can offer to give you something in trade so you don't take Shoko? Can I give you some time? Is that a thing I can do?
I am.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God, Laura. Laura, the things you say.
I know. I say shit.
Now I'm just thinking about, gosh, well, oh no, like, it's Neellith trying to take the burdens of everyone else.
Yeah. Okay, you know what? This is such a fascinating thing to say out loud with your human mouth, Laura. I'm going to say the court says, I can take time in payment for the crimes.
Wow, time bail is real, I guess.
Yeah, time bail is real. You willed it into existence.
What is an acceptable time price?
Yeah. I think the core root just says, the time bail is set at 470,000 quibble bits.
Quibble bits.
What is the conversion rate to years?
Listen, we only accept real bits like Doge bits here, all right?
Goddamn.
Let me tell you, the conversion rate is unfavorable.
Illithids are long-lived. They live, I did a Google before I said the words I said, about 125 years, which is on the longish end. I'm trying to get a sense of, like, what percentage of time is Neellith offering here?
Side note: our two cryptocurrencies in Grendel are one is little images of the genius. I feel that the genius would have created. The other one is based on Cat Kid.
Yeah,
which is a fan character based on an offhanded comment from episode 1.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so I heard trepidation in your voice, Laura, and let me tell you, I'm also feeling that because I have no idea what's gonna happen. We're
I mean, look, I think that this is an extension of what Neellith has been trying to do all season, which is trying to be self-sacrificial to help other people and to avoid other people getting hurt. But I think Neellith recognizes that this is an offer she cannot make blindly without understanding what she is committing to, because there is a certain degree of, yes, I will do this to save Shoko, and there is a certain point at which I guess I fight.
I think there's a certain aspect here where the core root has such a different perspective on time and existence. It's not even like trying to be difficult. It's just you're barely speaking the same language. So it says like it needs a quadrillion quibble bits. That doesn't mean anything to you necessarily. You just know there's going to be a heavy, serious price. I am showing you the barrel of my gun in tabletop speak that this is a real consequence. If you don't want to fight this thing to the death, we can solve this another way, but it's going to be a whole thing. The capital W, capital T, a whole thing.
I was gonna say that Kat would probably like seeing this bargaining would say
Could we share the price?
This is acceptable.
So the question on my mind is like, are quibble bits nanoseconds, microseconds, or milliseconds?
Are we giving them a part of our life?
Yeah.
Time? Oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, slime is like immortal, right? Hang on a second. Hang on a flippin' minute here.
Yeah, hold on. There's a little bit of trick here. I can sacrifice a bunch of my slime cells so no one else can.
Here's the thing about your slime cells is each one actually individually doesn't live for very long. It's just the knowledge is passed from new individuals. So each of your individual cells actually has very little time to itself.
Well,
so
thanks
I know
for mansplaining my character.
I'm just saying
You're technically right. Yeah, sure, but
Okay, I don't want you to think I haven't thought through what you're saying. I have thought about it.
You don't think I've already held an election about which slime cells want to go?
I can try and help fight this thing, but I'm not good at fighting, and I don't know what the consequences are going to be if we win at fighting it. I'm willing to do this, but I
One quick question. If Shoko is bailed out of jail and they go to court and then they go to court, we're supposed to get our time bits back. My question is, time thing, are there time bounty hunters for people who jump bail?
I don't think that we know that the time cop system works exactly like the American legal system.
This is why we are asking.
Yeah.
Because the guarantee is we get our time bits back if Shoko shows up to their court date. So Shoko, first of all, is that how that works, time thing?
Should we rephrase this as like a time fine? It's like it can be.
It's a
you're
time
like paying off
fine?
the crime is basically what we're aiming for here. Okay.
I'm still going to name the episode Time Bail. That struck me as funnier. But yeah, I guess it's more of a time fine. I do want to have Shoko speak up here because everyone's doing this on her behalf and say,
yeah.
this is all very sweet. I do want to say, though, I kind of wanted to see it fight. It has like a bunch of cool time abilities. It can reverse its own damage, and it can speed up your wounds. It's really cool.
Okay, Shoko. I apologize for trying to jump to self-sacrifice, but if the fight is going badly and it looks like it's gonna fuck up, we've got a plan now.
Also, I'm very strapped for resources. Is my
Well, see, this is a big thing as well. Neellith's got no fucking combat resources left.
Well, how many? We've only had one fight in this arc, huh? Just the
Yeah,
last
but I
one?
used a lot of spells for shit like diving to the bottom of the ocean and looking for missing things and...
True. Yeah.
we've had a bunch of encounters, but one fight.
So yeah, that's another interesting thing is that you're still presumably planning on storming the Kitsune's dungeon after this, and resource drain is real. So that's another thing to take into consideration.
I recognize it's still my turn in combat, and I've dragged this episode out considerably. Sorry for this while I work out what the fuck I want to do.
These are important questions.
No, I think this is probably more interesting for the audience than us saying numbers at each other.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm in favor of it.
Instead of saying numbers, we're saying other numbers like quadrillions,
Quibble bits.
whatever bits.
Okay, what is the conversion rate from one of our life years into quibble bits?
Austin explained that basically the time being has a completely different sense of time, and therefore that's not a conversation that's going to get anywhere.
So they're not very good at their job if they can't even understand time through how other people perceive it. This isn't in a finish. Can we speak to their supervisor?
As someone, as the people on the side of the person getting arrested, this is like this is an on-track interaction with the cops. Really, like they don't have to explain shit to us.
Does anyone here have time privilege or anything?
Kat does want to, as I said before, like lessen the damage to Neellith in this.
Yeah, so this is another thing. Neellith, you can take this all, and your character is going to become extremely imperiled, or we can meter this out to everybody. There are two ways. There are two flavors of time fine. I almost said time bail. God, I love time bail.
Look, I'm willing to shoulder this alone if needed, everyone. But if anyone wants to take this risk with me, I guess now's the time.
We're giving up our life force for Shoko's fine. Is that the plan? Just confirming.
That is, if Neellith is stepping forward to do so, if any other party members wish to chip in and help with that.
Slime comes out of Sun Moon Stars' mouth again, and crawls around like a spider sack of slime and says, "Yep, me too."
Here's the thing. I think the quadrant says, in order to cover the balance of 400,000 Quizzle bits, which is also 6 Zimbims. Just for the conversion, if you want to know, it will take either all of the time from this illithid or a hefty percentage from all members of the village.
All members of the village.
Oh, jeez.
Realizing that it's not just the Moist Squad, but it's everyone in the village that's going to take a hefty toll.
Shoko, how do you feel about going to time jail?
Oh, I hear it's terrible. It's like forever, and your mind can never die.
All right, well, that's not an option.
Solitary confinement is torture.
That is true.
What's the point of having a punishing jail system where they don't even let you know what the rules are?
The arbitrary nature of police power is a feature, not a bug.
You think that law exists for justice, but actually it exists to oppress the underclass.
Everyone just stops what they're doing to talk theory.
All crime is just a record of the wrongs that the poor have done to one another, as if they could not govern themselves with a ruling class oppressing them.
So are the only two...
I've learned that if you give mild criticism to any authority, they will leave forever.
Or slash you across the face, whichever's...
Or slash you across the face, yeah.
The audience doesn't know about the cops that's in your life, Mari.
Yeah, that's true. The cops abandoned my neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So to clarify, very hefty cost for Neellith, but Neellith will survive, or a hefty cost from everyone.
But that's the end of your life, though.
You don't know that.
Okay.
You don't know, and I won't tell you.
Yeah, Neellith's going in solo. Fuck it, Neellith's doing this.
Okay, Neellith, if this is the decision we've reached after this long conversation, I don't know how long it's going to be in the final edit. I will say for the audience, it's basically the whole episode from our perspective. Tell me how this looks if you do what I think you're going to do.
Okay. Neellith walks up to this time being, offers a tentacle, and says, I will pay for Shoko's crimes.
All right, and the Quarut raises its very fine metal blade and then rams it into you, like slime does with vampiric touch, and starts draining time out of you. It doesn't cut your actual flesh; it cuts through your time, essentially, into something deeper in another dimension. I guess the fourth dimension is often considered time. I'm not a physicist. I'm sure it's not as simple as that. But you are impaled on its blade in a way where you start bleeding out time. And everyone is like, what the fuck? Takes a step back. The Beyblades fall over. The purple lightning has stopped completely. And before your eyes, everyone, Neellith begins shrinking.
Oh.
You start shrinking and shriveling as time pours out of your stomach wound. You get smaller and smaller. Your tentacles suck up into your head. Your arms kind of suck up into your body. Because the way we have been discussing this, and I have been intentionally vague.
I'm not aging.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm not going to age you. I am de-aging you. It is stealing the time you have lived. And so when it withdraws its blade from your body, Neellith, you are a tadpole.
Oh, little baby.
Yeah, just like smaller than a head, because in order to ceramorphosize, you have to crawl inside of a humanoid skull. So you're the size of like smaller than a human brain.
So no longer do I have the body that I previously had.
No, Neellith, you are back as an illithid tadpole. The Quarut withdraws its blade. Kind of almost does the samurai shake as if to get the blood off of it, even though there's kind of just shimmering magical time on its blade, and then it kind of nods its hourglass head, and it turns to the machine and waves its other arm, which is like holding the shield, over it, just very gently, and the gears come to a stop.
Oh my god.
Neellith is absolutely devastated.
The time price has been paid.
And then it's gone.
Slime crawls back into Sun Moon Stars' body, and they run off and get a cup of water to put Neellith in.
So, before you can do the attack on the Kitsune's lair, I think we need to get Neellith a body.
They have to be alive, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Neellith is just absolutely shell-shocked.
Does Neellith still have all their memories?
Yep, Neellith is the same memories.
Yeah. Yeah, she is absolutely... She'd mentally prepared for, obviously, giving up the future. What she hadn't braced for was losing the self she'd worked so hard to build.
Mm-hmm.
And she just does not know how to respond.
Yeah. Aze is rushing over to Neellith and kneeling down to try and just help her off the ground on his hand for the moment, and in a bit of a panic himself, just thinking and just looking between Kat and Shoko and Neellith and just being like, what do we do? What can we do now?
Can Neellith communicate still telepathically with us?
Yeah. Neellith is going to look to Kat and say, "Do you mind if I stay near you for a bit?"
Please, you absolutely.
Thank you.
Aze will reach over to help set Neellith upon Kat carefully.
Slime Moon Stars comes back with the cup. I maybe have misunderstood what they needed, so.
No, Neellith needs a cup.
Neellith, do you need this cup?
I probably should. Yeah.
But you want to be on Kat's head, though, so I'm going to put the cup on Kat's head.
That's okay. I know that's inconvenient.
Can I lift you up to put you in the cup?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to put you in the cup.
I will try to move very slowly.
Kids, don't mess around with time travel. It's not worth it.
I'm really glad, just out of character, I'm really fucking glad we did that. That's cool story shit. Always agree to the stuff that's gonna have consequences.
To keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turn round and there you go. And Michael, you would fall and turn the white snow